One of the big complaints I hear from golfers is that a lack of trunk mobility is holding them back from making that big, full, coiled turn in their golf swing that they desire. Not surprising really when you consider how many golfers are working that Monday to Friday, 9 till 5, sat behind a desk. Well, in today's video, I'm going to share with you 3 simple mobility moves, one using just a golf club, one using just a wall, and one using a resistance band to help you make a fuller, deeper turn with a little bit more width to help you and your golf game. Let's get stuck in. So our first mobility move is going to be our golf posture, rotate and press. And all you need for this is a golf club. So, going to get into my golf posture. I've got my wedge here. I'm going to take an overhand grip with my left hand and an underhand or palm up grip with my right hand. I'm going to have my elbows bent and the golf club in towards my chest as I'm hinged over into that golf posture. From here, I'm going to rotate to the right as far as I can, keeping that club nice and close to me and getting some pressure into my trail foot. So kind of loading up into that trail foot how I would in the golf swing. Once I've turned as far as I can, I'm then going to push the club away from me. Hold at this end range position for a couple of seconds and then return to the start and repeat. Now you can see there that my head kind of goes with that, unlike the golf swing. That's absolutely fine, just to try and get a little bit more range of motion through that trunk. So golf posture, I have my left hand overhand, right hand underhand, club nice and close to the chest, rotating as far as I can to start with, getting that pressure into that trail foot and then keeping it there as I push the club as far away from me as I can, holding for a couple of seconds and then returning. So I'll do one more. Golf posture, rotate, load into the trail foot and then push out, create that width, holding it that position for a couple of seconds, really feeling that kind of right hip, right glute load up as well. So although this is obviously looking at trunk mobility, we are getting some motion, some mobility into the hips as well. Really important as you do that move that you stay in your golf posture. So you don't want to be kind of coming up and out and lifted. So you want to stay in your golf posture as you rotate, as you press. We do 5 reps one side, hold in for a few seconds at end range each time, and then we do 5 reps to the other side, and that's our golf posture, rotate and press. So our second mobility move is going to be our golf specific wall stretch. Now I'm actually going to demonstrate this left-handed, but like every move that we're doing, we do this on both sides anyway. So I'm going to come sideways on to the wall, and I'm going to assume a kind of driver stance width through the feet. My left foot is obviously nearer to the wall, and I'm going to take my right hand, place it across my body onto the wall at about shoulder height, and this arm you can see here is quite straight. I'm going to take my left hand, place it up and slightly behind my right hand. That's going to be my start point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work this right shoulder, so the shoulder that's furthest away from the wall, down towards the floor as my trunk rotates towards the wall. And I want to feel like I load into the hip and glute of this left leg, so the leg that's nearest to the wall. So we'll run through a couple of reps, drive a stance width through the feet, right hand across onto the wall at about shoulder height, left hand up and back slightly. I'm going to push into the wall, drop that right shoulder down towards the floor, trunk rotates towards the wall, feeling some pressure into that left foot so that I can load into the left hip, left glute, hold for a couple of seconds, and then coming up and out of it and repeating. So right hand across at shoulder height, palm flat to the wall, left hand up and back, right shoulder sinks down towards the floor, trunk and head rotate towards the wall. My hips will be pushed back a little bit in this position. Feeling some load into that left hip, left glute. Pushing into the wall to create some tension. Hold for a couple of seconds and then coming out of it. Really effective stretch. So you can use the hands pushing into the wall to create some tension in that position and really light up the trunk, particularly into the mid to upper back and the shoulders. We do 5 reps one side, holding at that end range for 2 to 3 seconds each time, and then 5 reps on the other side, and that's our golf specific wall stretch. So for our final move, we're going to use one of these, a resistance band. So I have a 2 meter light red resistance band here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to place one end of the resistance band under my left foot, so my lead foot, and then I'm going to place the other end over my right shoulder. So I've got a diagonal working from left foot to right shoulder with the band. I'm going to cross my hands over my opposite shoulder, and I'm going to hinge over into golf posture. Now, from here, my goal is to stretch the band as much as I can. So I'm going to move this right shoulder, this trail shoulder, as far away from my left or lead foot as possible, while staying in that golf posture. So hinged over, and then I'm going to rotate, get that big stretch through the band, right shoulder to left foot, hold at that end range for a couple of seconds, and then return. Now, similar to the first move in particular, we want to make sure that we're loading into right hip, right glute, or trail hip, trail glute as we do that. So start position, moving that right shoulder, trunk is winding up. Again, my head is going with it a little bit, just for a bit more range of motion. Really feeling this right hip, right glute load in. Big stretch in the band, holding for a couple of seconds, and then returning. Really important as we do this, not to push too much into the band with the lead foot. So we still want to make sure that we're loading into that trail foot and we're not lifting up through the trunk. We're staying in that tilt as we rotate. So working as far as we can. The great thing here is obviously we're doing this against a little bit of resistance. So not only are we improving range of motion there, we're also building a little bit of strength and control in that new position as well, because we're working against a little bit of resistance. We do 5 reps one side, holding at that end position for 2 to 3 seconds each time. And then obviously we do the same on the other side too. And there we have it. 3 simple moves to get that trunk moving and feeling better. Give them a go and then pick up a club, make a few rehearsals after, and see how your swing feels. If you found this video helpful, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And if there's any future golf fitness topics you want me to cover, just let me know in the comments below.